so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Welcome back to Everybody But Nick. So glad you guys are all here with us. I literally mean that, by the way. EBN, Electric Banjo Network. Everybody But Nick. It just depends on the day, I guess. I like them both. I really do. But today we really are Everybody But Nick, who is unavailable to be here tonight. He is suffering through a major work project. We knew this. So Risman is here with me, and I could not be happier. That means that this live stream may just be coherent and make sense. That is our hope. It will not be full of broken promises. It will, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It very well could be full of broken promises. Speaking of promises, we will not be live next week, the next 2 weeks on Thursday nights. We are temporarily moving the live stream from Thursday nights back to the original slot of Saturday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Why are we doing that? Because I have to go to high school football games on Thursday nights the next 2 weeks. No streams. We will make announcements. We will make sure that you all know. So welcome to our weekly Thursday night this week live stream. We are very glad that you are here at our channel called EBN, and tonight we're live. Let's see. Welcome to all of our members, mods, subscribers, and especially any and all of our visitors, our guests. Nothing is more important than you, the EBN community. We have a good live watchers list. We already got 40 people here chilling. So let's see. We got Sodak Chopper. He was the first person in chat. You were first, Sodak Chopper. You were first. And I'm loving seeing in my case the gifts that you sent me, man. The coin and the stickers and the patch and everything. Love it. Thank you so much. Sodak Chopper. Andrew Wordna is here. Marino's Goat. Legion of Maul. Our brother, the Matt Cave Gaming, is here. Venger, what is up, Venger? The Real Super Shadow, what is going on? Alan Copeland. It's the coolest thing. Like, I know we've been doing this a long time now. I know. We've been here a long time. Star Wars is not in a healthy place, and you could even say the channel's not in a very healthy place right now. Just being honest with you. But seeing you guys every week in the same names and the people that I know, man, I wouldn't trade that for anything. I wouldn't trade that for any numbers on YouTube. So thank you guys. Alan Copeland is here. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Alan Copeland is no longer Alan Copeland as a handle. It's Alan C. So how do you think I know the man's name is Alan Copeland? Because Alan's been coming here for half a decade. So it's awesome. Thank you, guys. We also have the wonderful Leia Rose in the house. James Cocker, one of our oldest members in the house. Emily Kruger is here. The Rogue Sarge in the house. If you need a bodyguard, hit him up. Star Wars Mom. We love you, Star Wars Mom. Everscale. What is up, Everscale? Iron Reaper 2000. Andrew Wall is quite refreshing, son. And last but not least, Mattuine. We even let people from Tennessee here. So, hey, it is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Risman is having a ball in the background. I've got to bring him in right now. He's taking over. Hello, son.
Hello. Part of the reason why I was laughing is, bless Alan. Poor Alan changed his handle specifically so people wouldn't know his last name. You said his last name 65,000 times in the space of 2 minutes.
Oh, Alan, I did not know that. I am so sorry, man. I wish you had let me know that. Alan's probably like, geez, I've been coming here for 5 years and coaches never shouted my name out that much. You know, I feel terrible. I am so sorry, Alan. Look, can we cut this part of the stream then after
and
it's
then
over?
People were in the chat. They're like, I remember, I knew him when he was and then they put his last name.
Alan, I am so sorry. You had one job. Oh, that is so funny, man.
That really tickled me.
Yeah, you were dying laughing. I was like, what did I say that was so funny? Because you were just rolling in the background.
Because you didn't just say it once. You were
I just kept going.
You went on and on and on.
I guess I got Alan Copeland on my mind. So
what you gonna do again? 65,000.
Yeah, I know. All right, everybody. So that is the warm welcome. We got a great show lined up tonight. We're going to talk about something that I'm actually really looking forward to discussing here on a live stream, and that is Alien Earth. My gosh, man, we were live last week. We went through an entire show. Yeah, it was much more successful than Nick's 3-minute.
It was 6 minutes, which is 3 minutes longer than he normally lasts, Coach. But it was not good for the.
For those of you that don't know, Nick tried to do a live stream. I was not available the week before, and which would now be last week. And wait, is that right?
Yeah.
But we live streamed on the weekend.
Yeah, we did a makeup.
Yeah, so Nick's live stream crapped out 3 minutes in. He had work to do. Totally get it. So you and I live stream, and everything's going fine. We go all the way through our agenda. We're an hour and a half in, and I saved the best part of the steak for last, and then my power pops off, and I could not even discuss Alien Earth. So tonight, we're definitely going to sit into some Alien Earth for a couple minutes. So I hope that you are looking forward to that. Want to say tonight's agenda, as always, we discuss the highs and lows of our favorite entertainment with you. And we dip our toes into a little bit of nostalgia. You'll see that here in just a minute. As always, guys, there are 4 different ways that you could support us here on the channel, and I will show you those as soon as I can find it. There it is. So you can become a channel member. You could join us over on Patreon, where you could see all 3 episodes in their entirety of Alien Earth with myself and Nick. Episode 3 was just me solo, though. Nick was unavailable. Did that last night. You could send in a super chat here on the channel like some people already have. We're about to hit those in just a second. Thank you so much, guys. And the most important thing, just being here. Just being here is the best thing. So thank you so much for that. You guys have really been supporting us over the years through the highs and the lows of this channel. Thank you. Thank you all. And by the way, none of you have to tell me about the lows because he tells me all the time. So y'all are good. Save me. Rissman is brutally honest with me, and I love it. All right. So let's get right into this thing. Hang on. We do have some of these. Matt Cave Gaming, my brother, gifted 5 EBN memberships. So if you got one of those, please give him a big thank you. Go and support him over on his channel, where he is single-handedly keeping retro gaming alive. Did you know that there is a new platformer coming out for Masters of the Universe? Yes, there is a retro He-Man game coming out. I think you could have up to 4-player co-op on it. Nick and I have already said we're getting it. Matt Cave is getting it, so you know it's happening. We are going to cross streams. I hope that's going to be a lot of fun. You are dirty-minded.
Well, I was just going to say, Matt Cave's got to do everything here at the beginning because here in about an hour, Final Fantasy VII. He's got a date on his own channel. So yeah, hurry up and get his gifts in early.
He does. Matt Cave, thank you so much. Our brother Knee Pain in chat. Are we going to recognize the 1-year anniversary of the Acolyte being canceled? Is that now?
Not only is it now, but Red Letter Media put out a 53-minute video. What happened to Star Wars? Basically,
You don't say.
culminating around the Acolyte not being as bad or whatever. And not only is EBN in this video, but a lot
Twice.
of our brethren are in the video. You've seen it already?
I didn't watch that video, but Junkman sent me a message letting me know, hey, you guys are in Red Letter Media's video on Star Wars today. I said, timestamps. I ain't watching no 53-minute video.
I watched it. It's one clip of you talking about witches, about the witches being back. Yeah. And then the other clip is just a clip where he puts little boxes of all the channels. Yeah. And it's like R&B, it's Ryan Kinnell, it's Nerd. I mean, you're in good company, right? And then it's you and Nick.
Always.
It's you and Nick at the very bottom. And
well, at least he got me. At least he got me saying, here we go. It's been a while. The power of many.
That's right. That's exactly what you were saying. You were in the He-Man shirt. You were in the He-Man shirt.
I was in the He-Man shirt, looking kind of ridiculous. So, anyways, so the main premise of this video was to say that the Acolyte actually wasn't that bad. Is that what they were saying?
I think it wasn't as. I think they were saying that it really wasn't as bad as everyone let it out to be. But it was the culmination of a lot of. They've become very. Red Letter Media used to be a lot more edgy, and they used to take a lot more stands up front.
Yeah.
And from what I understand now, they're very much more careful about who they're aligning thoughts with and yada, yada, yada. And so in honor of the 1-year cancellation, I think they put this video out.
If just in case Red Letter Media is watching this today, just so they're aware, I've never watched a single one of y'all's videos. So it doesn't matter to me.
You won't be surprised to know they didn't. I mean, I guess if you looked and saw Echo-Based Network, blah, 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 but they didn't link any of the channels because that was shown in the course of this video.
Oh, you can't miss these cheeks. I
know. But I mean, we know you, and it did, it was in your Echo-Based Network was there, and of course the layout. Yeah. But they go through and took, I think Ryan Kinnell was in the video more than they were, right? I mean, there was a lot of Ryan Kinnell in this video. So I haven't watched it yet. It's 54 minutes. Honestly, I had other things to do with my time today other than 54 minutes
of
Red Letter Media.
Yeah. Good for them. Make a video. That's like your opinion, man. And I think the majority vehemently disagrees. The show was awful. But I miss it. I wish it was still coming. I would love to sit down with you and Knee Pain and Derek and Nick again and go through season 2, episode 1. Because we would be laughing so much, that would be great.
Not only did the majority of people disagree, but Lucasfilm disagreed also, since it's the only series they've actually ever canceled.
How lazy is it? How lazy is it for them to say, well, the only reason it got canceled is because that group, that alt-right group, da-da-da-da-da. No, bro. Has nothing to do with that. It didn't do the numbers. It didn't help the brand at all. It was so bad. There it is. Mm-hmm. Like, it had nothing to do with people review bombing it or whatever that they wanted to say. So, anyways, you know what? Yeah, sorry. I just got called out. Dang. All right,
I know. We try and get them to come on any other time. Nobody wants to come on.
Yeah,
right? One time you don't send the link.
Exactly. All right, sent. Jeez. All right.
Channeling someone else we know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Yep. The man with the hurt leg. Coming in. Anyways, I am going to send both of these out. Get in here, guys. Get in here. I don't know if they've watched Alien Earth. I hope so.
I know Derek has.
I was about to say, I would think that Derek has. Knee Pain is out, doing the wilderness thing. I don't know how much TV he's watching right now.
Grafweb wants his link too, Coach.
Okay. Hey, we'd send it. Oh, I remember. Okay. Sent. Okay. Pain's got like 87 different email addresses. Just FYI, everybody.
I always do it via Twitter.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Oh, and Derek's not even home. I'll be home in 5.
Okay. Oh my goodness!
Dick. Where is my land?
Yeah, really. Where's that? Oh, I'll be there later on.
I went home. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. Keep this thing rolling here. Matt Cave, thank you so much for the gifted 5 EBN memberships. Rogue Sarge with a big 1999 super chat. Hello, everyone at EBN. Go and support Rogue Sarge over on his channel where he talks about manly things and a bunch of other stuff too. Definitely has some really good opinions. Check it out. Rogue Sarge. Thank you so much, Bobby, for the big $20 super chat. Can't wait to see everybody at the upcoming ICCC. It's going to be here fast. Bro, it really is going to be here
fast. The way time flies, Coach.
It's almost September.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this year is going to fly by. I mean, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. I looked in the mirror the other day, and I could not believe how gray my hair is getting on the sides of my head. I'm going to be a flipping skunk. Okay.
My beard is the same way. Every time I see my mom now, she's like, "Did your beard get more gray?" I'm like, "Stop bringing it up."
Yeah. And I don't grow. You know why I don't grow facial hair? Because it would look like yours.
Yeah.
It's gray.
Yeah.
Like, and my wife gives me a hard time about it. So, anyways. All right, Rogue Sarge, thank you so much, brother. Graph Webb with a $2 super chat. # cancel Disney Plus, unless, of course, you upgrade to Hulu to watch Alien Earth like I did, because, I'm a big supporter.
You are, Coach. You are. You need to pick up the ESPN bundle and then have the trifecta.
I think no.
Right? Yeah.
I will not be watching ESPN. That's a guarantee. All right. Thank you, Graph Webb. We appreciate you very much, bro. You are the man, the most consistent man on YouTube. Ain't no doubt about it. And I think EBN is the first people to ever call you that, by the way.
Traitor. He's calling you a traitor. He's calling you a traitor now.
Is he really?
He's going to take that $2 back. He's going to want a refund.
No. Graph Webb, I got to watch Alien Earth, bro. I got to watch and Mako Mermaids season 7 coming out next week.
The only way you can watch it, Disney
Plus. Oh, my goodness. Well, our YouTube live streaming studio just crashed. I hope everything's okay.
What do you mean?
Like it just crashed. It just went away. Like, I don't know what's happening here.
No, we're good. Should be good.
Okay, yeah. Still.
Got it open here, another window.
Okay, all right.
We're rocking and
Sodak Chopper, member for 15 months. Whoa, 15 months of just sitting in a beanbag chair eating Cheetos. That ain't true. You've been doing a lot more than that. That is not true, but Cheetos are good. Cheetos are good. Thank you, Sodak Chopper. Appreciate you. And then last but not least, Ted's Nerd World holding up the the red number 1 super sticker for $1.99. Thank you so much, Ted. We appreciate you. Say what now?
The foam hand. It's the foam hand.
It's the foam hand. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It is definitely that. All right. So that gets us all caught up with the super chats and member chats and gifted stuff and everything. Thank you guys so much for your support. We are EBN. This is for you, and we'll be right back, and we'll jump right into this news. All right, up first, Mark Hamill did not like the original script, or the script changes. The script changes. I guess saying that he liked the original things that he read, such as Luke Star Killer, and then he becomes Luke Skywalker, and he doesn't quite like that. It's just a cool little nostalgia trip here, but you see what he says. The thing is, I didn't get the whole script for the screen test. It was only 8 pages. I thought, who talks like this? We've all heard this kind of thing before. Carrie Fisher said that. They've all talked about that. So true. He says, so I spoke to Harrison, and you know what he said? Hey, kid, let's just get it done. He was no help at all. I went to George. I said, George, this is sort of like a send up of Flash Gordon. He went, let's just do it and talk about it later, okay? Translation, just do it and never talk about it later. And then he finishes off here. When I was filming, Harrison to me was a leading man. I just assumed he was the lead character. and I was just an annoying sidekick. And then he gets the full script and realizes, hey, this is actually about me. So he didn't even know. We kind of know that as original trilogy fans, and we were actually called. It was very pleasing to me. They didn't mean it as a compliment. I love it, those moments when somebody like is trying to diss you or give you some hate or whatever, take a shot at you, and you find what they actually say complimentary. I had a comment on the channel that said, these guys are OT purists. You will find a lot of misinformation here. And I'm like, can you explain that, please?
It's the first and last time you'll be called a purist, that's for sure.
Bruh. I am not one of them. Okay. I mean, I only read on a second grade level. So anyways, all right. So yeah. Hey.
So later in that article, by the way, when he talks about the whole Star Killer, right? And then he came back and they said, no, we need to do this again because you're Skywalker. He said, Skywalker. He said, let's face it, Luke could use a little machoing up. It sounded like Luke Fly Swatter. I hated it. It was his comment about the name. Change. So
right, yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, personally, I think Star Killer sounds better also than Skywalker, but it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is what it is. All right, we're gonna keep this thing.
Oops.
Sorry, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. I got to reshare the screen. So, Risman, tell everybody a little bit about this video that we're about to watch.
So it showed up in my feed, and I think it's might be out of San Diego. And apparently they went back through their archives and they found some footage, a couple of bits of footage around Return of the Jedi. And so one bit of footage they found was some ATV drivers who were out in the desert that came across them building Jabba's sail barge. That's one bit of footage they found. And then another bit of footage they found was their coverage of a local cinema that had just opened up, and the experience they had with the first showing of Return of the Jedi, which we can let that clip speak for itself. I'm sure a lot of people know about the story behind the first showing of Return of the Jedi and how 20th Century Fox, probably was just, I guess it was 20th Century, whatever, how they didn't send out all the reels. And so, anyway, I thought it was cool. It's vintage footage, like I said.
Yeah.
Of all the dumb things that show up in my feed, I was like, oh, this was kind of cool.
So
3 minutes and a half to watch.
Here's what's good. And I think I can guarantee you, I will not be the only person that feels this way that's here tonight. We got 62 people in the house right now. I guarantee you. And I want you to let me know if you feel the same way. All right. Star Wars is in bad shape. It's pitiful right now. Has it been worse? Maybe. I don't know. But things are not, the brand is not doing well. It's definitely not Star Wars like it used to be, okay, where it was a brand power. But when Risman is sitting here talking about something that's this dated, that we have not seen, something from 1983 and 1982 footage that we have never seen before, does that not excite you?
It sure did to me. I mean, I played it right away. I was like, why not? I got 3.5 minutes. I'd rather watch that than 3.5 minutes of a Red Letter Media video. I can tell you that much. So.
I listened to that Red Letter Media video for about 15 seconds, and I hear the voice of that dude, which I'm sure that's not how he really talks. Awful. How could you listen to that voice for 53 minutes? Oh,
that would be a 1.5 speed for me.
By the way, I will tell you, when I had my surgical procedure last week, that's why I missed Thursday, I had a little sweet nurse walk up to me and she said, this might throw y'all off. She walked up to me and she literally said, "You're not from the South, are you?" And I looked at her and I was like, this girl messing with me, like, obviously. And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm from the South. I was born here. In fact, I was born in this hospital." And she said, "You just don't sound or seem like you're from here." Oof. And I was like, I don't know. That's weird. And my mother-in-law, who was there, she says, that lady was flirting with you, and she said, it's because I'm so kind. I'm so respectful and mannerly. And, I think that nurses and doctors are generally used to people being in a terrible mood.
Yeah, stands to reason.
So, and I wasn't. So anyways, all right, that's all. That is all that. I'll tell y'all, whatever. Should I not?
I'm shaking my head.
You know what?
Yeah,
guys.
It was an outpatient.
I'm gonna be 46 next month. Okay. Yeah, I'm still a young buck, baby. I got a lot left. Okay.
Just not in the head.
I'm turning 46. Shut up. I'm turning 46, and I had my first colonoscopy. That's what it was. So I know, not that big of a deal. I know. And the thing that scared me the most was having to ride the elevator. Okay. So let's just get it all out here tonight. Okay. The truth. All right. So can we finally get to this video?
Please.
Venger with a $4.99 super chat. Rest in peace, Terrence Stamp, General Zod, and Chancellor Valorum. Venger, we're going to look at that in just a minute, but thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, so it's time.
Let's do it.
If you can't hear it, let me know.
Tonight, we bring you an exciting discovery we recently made in our News 8 archives from 1982.
This is a fun one. A group of ATV riders in the desert near Yuma stumbled onto something truly out of this world.
Went over this real high ridge, and as soon as we got to the top, just right there's, unbelievable.
That's a big dude for 1982.
Yes, it is.
Just want to throw that in there.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's a damn.
And he just cussed on live TV in 1982.
He didn't say it really bad.
Spaceship.
Okay,
Look at
what
that.
looked like a spaceship
That's not a spaceship,
was Jabba the
dog.
Hutt's barge
You didn't
and
know.
part of the set for Return of the Jedi. Tonight, Jesse Macias shows us what happened when a News 8 crew went out there to check it out.
And Lorraine Kimmel takes us back to 1983 when a premiere screen.
All right, we're not going to make our boy sit in the background for 3 whole minutes with this video. We'll get his thoughts in on this too. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the coolest intro on YouTube anymore. We lost a lot of our videos.
I know.
So here, we'll give him this one.
That's not my intro. What is that?
You're part of the
What's going
family.
on here? I'll take it. All right. That's my intro now. I expect that to play every time. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. All right, so Rissman stumbled upon some recently revealed footage from Return of the Jedi that no one had ever seen it. This guy saw Jabba's sail barge. Really cool look back at some original footage I've never seen before. So that's what we just started.
Okay.
Here we go.
Screening of the movie in San Diego didn't quite go according to plan.
For all you Star Wars buffs, the producers of the first 2 epics are back at it again. The next movie is entitled Revenge of the Jedi, and it's already piquing interest. One reason is because of a huge spaceship being constructed just a few miles off Interstate 8 between El Centro and Yuma. We circled the compound from several thousand feet in the air. However, once on the ground, we were told we could not go inside the fenced area. So the message is pretty clear that construction crews would rather hammer 2x4s than talk to people. One aviator was determined to get a close-up look at the set and nearly tore off the top deck.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Other people like Buddy Tomsovic have also received the cold shoulder at the movie set.
They wouldn't come to the gate. They wouldn't talk to anybody. From what I could tell, as they were driving out, they wouldn't even look at you if you tried to flag them down or something to ask them what's going on. They'd just ignore you.
Rumor has it the entire set will be blown sky high at the end of the movie. Can't wait. Jesse Macias, News 8.
For the hundreds of people who turned up for the long-awaited premiere, it was a case of getting a lot less than they had paid for.
We went in, saw about 40 45 minutes, maybe an hour's worth of the film, and then it switched to a whole other different reel with it had to be about 45 minutes missing from the movie, and everybody started griping and throwing stuff, and so we all got up and walked out.
The problem
Bro, could you imagine watching Star Wars on opening night and you miss 45 minutes of the movie?
Wait until this next gal gets interviewed. She'll tell you exactly how she felt about it. She'll tell you exactly how she felt about
Can't wait.
seems was that reel 4 out of the 8-reel movie was missing. Theater management blamed it on 20th Century Fox, which had promised to have the reel down in time.
We knew that when it started, and on their assurance that we'd have it in time, we went ahead with our show, knowing full well that in the event that that film didn't get here, we were going to have to give back the money or to give them a chance to come in to see the picture at another date of their choice.
Well, choice or not, the crowd was not pleased.
It's stupid that we had to go in there and then they didn't do nothing about telling us that they skip the whole film part. I mean, that is really rotten.
It's amateurish and unprofessional.
In the meantime,
That mustache was amateurish.
The cosplay was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yo, who says that Star Wars isn't for ladies? She was more pissed than anybody else on there.
You're right.
Listen, there are a lot of gals there in line for this movie.
They are
Right?
mad too. 12.5% of their movie was taken away.
You've been waiting 3 years to watch this movie, and then it's the wrong brand. I would.
And this is the last movie.
Missing the reel.
Like, this is it. This is Return of the King.
I would have been pissed. Oh man.
Yeah,
Whoa.
this has been awful.
Woo.
Me
It
and
has
Nick
happened,
went,
yeah. It
bro.
has
Me and Nick went to watch Bad Boys in 94, 95, whenever it was, and the audio cut out for about 20 seconds, and we started yelling. You know, oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine being one of these people.
theater managers were concerned about the next performance of the film. Would 20th Century Fox fail the theater yet a second time?
Now we're coming up to the next performance, and I still haven't seen the film. So that's all we can do is wait.
Then, through the parking lot, under police escort, moments before the second scheduled screening,
Here
of
comes.
the arrival of the Jedi. The crowd was now pleased.
Here comes the reel.
All in all, a debut for a movie theater which opened its doors just today.
This
Lorraine
is the
Kimball,
grand
News
opening
8.
of this theater.
A police escort for film canisters.
Right.
Wow, dude.
That's
you
dope.
you remember that? You remember that?
No, I don't have any. No.
No. I just.
I
mean
remember-
The fact, Derek, you might. You're.
Yeah, well,
little bit older.
yeah. Look, it was I was 10 when Star Wars or when Return of the Jedi came out, so I have very vivid memories of the hype. Everybody standing in line in this hot sun because it's in the summertime, and it's everybody's sweating and they're standing outside and they're just begging to get in, and it was intense. It was intense, but when you got in, man, you were in heaven. You were at absolute heaven once you finally got through those doors and got your seat, and you didn't care about popcorn or drinks or anything. All you wanted to see was what is about to go down. Man,
That's right. That's right. Because in those days, not only did you have to you had to find your own seat. There was no assigned nothing. You had to find a seat and sit your butt down.
So something that I don't think y'all said anything about this yet, but I'm not even going to get a third of the way through the sentence, and you're going to be like, "Oh yeah, bro, this is back in the days where people were camping out in line."
Oh yeah,
You weren't ordering tickets online.
No.
You had to be there and wait.
Yeah.
And you waited and you waited, and the movie got destroyed for you. And you were waiting on this movie for 3 freaking years. Like, that's worth getting angry about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And the brand new theater, probably the best theater that was there at that time. It was just open that day, and they were all there, cosplayed up, and no movie. Well, not all of it anyway.
So how old were you in 83, Risman?
I would have been
In May of 83.
In May of 83, I would have been 8. Yeah, 8.
In DA?
10.
He's 10.
Yep.
And I would have been
1.
3 years and 9 months. So
Look at him
I don't
push
remember it.
Trying to push
Yeah.
for that 9 months.
Sorry. Yeah, I was. Give me the months. I was almost 4. Okay. That's funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, some of you have already said things in chat. The great...
Oop,
Dad,
gotta share it up.
Yeah, like when we do videos with audio, you constantly have to switch back and forth.
I know.
But I got it now. We're good. So the great Terrence Stamp has passed away at the age of 87. Great, iconic actor. I would venture to say one of the greatest villains ever on the silver screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as Zod, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Iconic portrayal of General Zod. You know, everybody remembers that classic fight between him and Superman in the, you know, in downtown Metropolis, all of that. That was awesome, man. Yeah.
Yep.
A great actor.
Very, very good. So, ironically enough, I watched Superman for the first time this past week. And, I mean, like, 5 minutes into the movie, I was not feeling it at all.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
For various reasons. I was not a fan of it. And it made me realize, you know, especially Superman 1 and 2 with Christopher Reeve, far superior movies. I don't care that the setting was in the late 70s. That doesn't matter to me. Those movies are to me, they're timeless. We talk about all the time, does this movie still hold up? Does that still hold up? Superman 1 and 2 definitely still holds up for me. Now, yeah, do they dress like it's 1978? Of course they do. Does New York look different? Yeah, it does. Are the special effects kind of dated? Oh, yeah, of course they are. But man, that movie, it's such good storytelling, such good actors. Like there's so many good things going for it. So you see this, and this is just a byproduct of life, guys. The longer we go, the more we're going to see things like this. The faster they come. The more time goes on, the faster these deaths come. And the thing is, dude, a lot of these guys are living. Look at this, 87.
That's what I was just
That's
going to
a
say.
long life, man.
That's great.
That's a
Give
long
me
life.
87.
Hell, give me
I remember
77, right?
I remember somebody called Steve Harvey old. I watched it in a clip the other day. I like Steve Harvey. Somebody called him old, and he looked at him real quick. Steve Harvey's sharp, and he said, "Old is the goal."
Yeah.
He said, "That's not a dig. Old is the goal." He's like, "You better hope you get old," you know. And he said, "And you know what I'm going to get when I get old? It's going to be my way." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. I love it."
Yeah, because sadly we've had the other end of the spectrum here lately. Also, we've had not so old passing.
Yeah, that's true.
Some not even yet in their 50s, where we're older than some of these people that have passed here. So yeah, when I saw 87, I was like, bless him. Not that I thought and wanted him gone. I was like, I didn't even know he was still with us. And so, yeah. I mean, and of course, Chancellor Valorum, in A Phantom Menace. So he has his Star Wars part as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, remembering him as Zod, and he was in The Limey. He's been in so many things. The Limey, Wall Street.
Wall Street. I really like Wall Street, even the sequel.
Yep.
Like, good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, D Spirit, for bringing that up. All right, guys, we're going to keep this thing rolling. So, all right, I've not watched any of his review videos. I don't know what he's going to say. I agree with him almost all the time, but when we disagree, it's not a big deal. Like, we might disagree. Derek will think something's an 8, and I'll give it, well, hang on, that's a bad example. I'll say it's a 7. I'll say it's a 7, and Derek will be like, it's a 4 or whatever. Alien Earth, Derek.
I haven't watched it.
You have not watched it?
You haven't watched it? I thought you did watch it.
Nope, I have not watched it. Look, after Alien Romulus, I checked out. Okay. I said, you know what? I'm done. I keep watching alien movies that are mid to bad, and there's really only 2 movies in this entire franchise, in my opinion. That's Alien and Aliens.
I agree with that.
And that's it. I did this with Terminator as well. It's like, I'll wait and see what people say. I'm literally be like all the fans that watch it, or all the other YouTubers, we watch it so you don't have to. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let other people watch it and then tell me what they think, and if it's good or bad or whatever before I dedicate time. Because look, there's a lot of stuff to watch. I got a lot of stuff that I'm watching
absolutely.
Right now. And it's like, do I really want to add another disappointing series onto my slate? So So, hey, how was it?
All right, so we're going to tell you. I'll
tell
you this.
7 out of 10, Derek.
Shut up, Risman. So
see,
there's everything's a 7 out of 10 at EBN. You know,
it's like IGN, the IGN 7.
Yep. So I enjoyed the first 2 episodes very much. I scored them. Nick scored them. I kind of want to ask Derek, what do you think? You don't know nothing about the show.
What
could
know
you imagine Nick giving those first 2 episodes combined?
I don't know enough about it because I haven't watched it. Obviously, I've heard some opinions on it, so I kind of know what people are saying. Yeah. I'm going to guess that Nick probably gave it a lower score than most people. He probably gave it like a 4 or 5, something like that. That's what my guess.
And what do you think I would give it?
You probably gave it like a 7 or an 8.
Okay. All right. I gave the show, after the first 2 episodes, an 8.5.
8.5.
That doesn't matter. Me giving an 8.5 means nothing. Okay. The fact that Nick gave it an 8
really
says a lot.
Yeah, he liked it.
Wow. Okay.
My ratings don't matter, you know, but Nick giving it an 8, that says something.
I'm surprised because he's usually harder on shows.
Okay. Especially from franchises he loves.
Okay.
Is
he a big Aliens guy?
Huge.
Okay.
I think that it might be his number 2 franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right there with right after Alien would be Rambo, Conan, that kind of thing. I think Alien is his second favorite franchise. And
behind Star Wars
he mostly agrees with you.
Okay.
It would be the first 2 Alien movies and then the original Predator movie.
Okay.
You kind of lump all that in together, and you're really talking about something special there. I enjoyed the first 2 shows so much, I could not wait to watch episode 3.
Okay.
So I have to wait a week to watch episode 3. So I'm sitting on the couch one day bored, and I decided I wanted to watch Alien Covenant.
Oh,
I had not seen Alien Covenant. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. I had not seen Alien Covenant since it was new in the theater with Nick. Boy, that was a mistake. That movie is awful. Like, oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that's my point. That's my point about Aliens.
I thought I liked it when I saw it. You know what I liked? I liked the very end when they realized that ain't that synth, whatever his Warren or whatever his name was.
Right.
That's David. I thought that was cool. That's the only thing that's cool. That movie is atrocious. So then it kind of killed my jam for Alien. Well, episode 3 rolls out. I can't watch it.
Wait. I want to hear what Risman. What did you think of it, Risman? The first 2 episodes.
So I'm right there.
Can we guess?
With Coach and 7 out of 10.
I'm guessing. Yeah,
Risman's going to. DA's will give you a 12 out of 10.
Well, no, I would think that he would be more in alignment with you. So I was going to say if you gave it an 8, he would have gave it an 8 or an 8.5 or whatever.
First, I just want to reinforce that giving it a 0 out of 10 for Star Wars content. Right? There wasn't no. However, there was Ice Age and another movie that's been canonized now because the kids were watching it in this. But anyway, that's beside the point. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I enjoyed the 3rd episode also. I'm at about an 8 for the series. What I'll say about it from an Alien perspective is I think, and this was a reasonable assumption, by the way, I think people expected this series to be a lot of the xenomorph running around doing xenomorph things, right? Killing people, taking names, bloody, gory. And there has been some of that, but they're really also exploring the sci-fi of alien creatures, why it all exists, and they're leaning very heavily into what does it mean to be human because of what they're doing with synths in this series.
Yeah.
And they have a few different, even have a cyborg in this, right? They have a few different iterations of synthetic life that end up being very important to the story. And I think in a lot of the criticisms I've seen of the series and people who haven't been as into it as we have been, it's because it can feel like they're telling 2 different stories, right? They're telling a very alien-focused, what are these aliens up to? What's going on? What about the xenomorph? And then they're also telling, what does it mean to be alive? Where do we draw the line? How does it all fit in? What caused synths to go in a direction and all of that stuff.
Question, Dad.
Yeah.
Are you saying that this is a positive or a negative, having these different threads?
For me, it's a positive.
Okay, because I was about to say, I see nothing but positive when it's not just an alien horror flick. There's more going on here. There's 3 huge corporations that are breaking all the rules and getting dirty.
Yeah.
You know, trying to basically control the freaking world. There's a lot going on. There's immortality at stake. There's a lot to unpack.
So you're saying, Coach, after the last episode, you saw episode 3, and you think it's still solid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought
I'm hearing, like I said, I'm hearing the opposite. You know,
I understand.
Depending on who you talk to and who you listen to, I'm hearing the opposite. Like, yeah, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And it's like, okay, so all right, interesting.
Well, and Draconis is one of those folks, right? Alien Earth is to Alien what Acolyte is to Star Wars, right?
That's all right.
I don't.
That's okay.
I mean, it's not my opinion, but that is an opinion. I will say you can tell they spent a lot of money on this series, and the practical set, the xenomorph.
It definitely feels like Alien, as it should.
Everything they've done from a money perspective, they didn't spare any expense. And I have to tell you, so far for me, the standout star in this is Timothy Oliphant as this lead synthetic. He's a full synthetic as opposed to there's hybrids and there's cyborgs, but he's sort of shepherding this group of hybrids around. He plays that role perfectly.
Yeah. He reminds me of you, ironically enough, Risman.
Oh no,
he's just a very dry. He's a very dry asshole.
Yeah, and he is just he's very particular with how he says things.
I like it.
Right, but you look at him and I'm like I can't even recognize him as Cobb Vanth. Right, I'm like, is this even the same guy?
Doesn't come across that way at all.
Recognize him. I mean,
that's
further apart.
That's a master actor, you know, where you don't even see Cobb Vanth at all. Okay, you know, and I didn't know what the heck he was the first episode. I'm like, is he a synth? So for those of you, Derek may not be up to speed on it, and it gets confusing. So synths are like Ash, like Bishop.
Yeah.
Then there are also cyborgs, humans with robotic parts. And now there are hybrids, people who had their consciousness put into a synthetic body, 100%.
Or did they? So
we don't. Yeah, this is true. We don't know. That's what they've told us so far.
Yeah, and these were kids who were terminally ill, and they developed this procedure that basically a child's brain is still adaptable enough to allow this, but apparently they through experimentation, they figured out from an adult standpoint, no. So they transferred seems like they transferred the consciousness of these children before they died, obviously, into synthetic bodies that were older. The bodies are older than they were. They're early adults, let's say, or in their 20s, let's say, and the kids were preteen, right? So you have this whole undertone of, right, now you got kids in adult bodies, still kind of acting like kids, and it's a secret, right? They're not telling anyone that this is what they did because, of course, the leader of this company, who's also a child, this trillionaire, he wants to market this, obviously, on Coach's point, as a way where potentially, as a road to immortality, or a way that you could cheat death, and he wants to monetize that.
Got it.
So
and apparently, in terms of viewership, it's kind of knocking it out of the park, isn't it?
And they compared it to The Acolyte. They compared the viewership to a few other shows, because you never know in this, is 9.2 million good? Is it not good? And if you scroll down.
In 10 days, 9.2 million, I'd say that's pretty good.
Well, this is 6 days. And then they'll compare it to a few, I guess.
Zombies 4, 9.3 in 10 days. So there's a comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Let me as an addition to the Alien franchise, does it feel like it's important and necessary to, like, is this a well added addition to the series, the franchise as a whole? Because, like I said, I haven't really seen anything outside of the first, like, that's really important. Like Aliens, yes. After that, it's just kind of like, whatever. If you like Aliens that much, you'll love it. Maybe you'll enjoy it. But I don't think I'm kind of getting tired of them just digging up old franchises and making stuff out of it. It's like, is it really necessary?
I'm not sure about that yet.
Yep. Same.
Okay.
One thing I am sure of in this, which I would say is very different than some of the writing we've gotten in Star Wars series very specifically, is that Noah Hawley had a vision here of a story he wanted to tell. Perhaps it's 2 stories, perhaps it's not. And there seems to be some cohesiveness so far amongst these episodes and how they're setting all that up. And there was a concern, and Nick was quite concerned about this also in regards to the timeline, because this takes place 2 years before Alien, right? And this was a Weyland-Yutani, mission and yada, yada, yada. And how is this going to impact the broader timeline and all that? And I will say in the first 3 episodes, they sort of cleared a path for how this could not interfere with what we come to see happen in Alien.
Okay.
Because of what transpires with this, when this Weyland-Yutani ship crash lands, it crash lands basically in New Siam, and this is controlled by a whole different corporation. And so there's an undertone of Weyland-Yutani trying to get these specimens, trying to get this data back, and this other corporation saying, nah, this is mine now. You can't have this. Right. And so I have to imagine that will keep up throughout the whole series, which will cause Weyland-Yutani to have to go again in Alien to collect the species, because this didn't end up working out.
Got you.
All right, so we got a couple little clips here we're going to take a look at. This is the teaser for the entire season.
This is the first one, is just what's coming. This was after the 2nd episode, so there'll be some 3rd episode stuff in there. But this is what's coming for the rest of the season. And then the next little clip is just what's coming in episode 4.
All right, here we go. This season. She runs faster than Ahsoka.
She sure does.
I mean, if we did this wrong, best case, we got a bunch of AIs running around thinking that they're human. Worst case, we killed 6 kids.
Do you hear that? They're talking to me.
When a hostile alien species decides...
So she is able to hear them
somehow
after what all has happened. Maybe that's why the owner of her company, Prodigy, has more interest in her than anybody else. They did something different to her.
Not only that, yes, they made her special, but apparently there was a scene where the cyborg was like, he was in a sex club actually, but he was on a computer terminal and he was like reading details about this company Prodigy. Yeah. And one of the snippets that he read was about Boy Cavalier, the leader of the company. And in that it said that he really threw himself into this work when he experienced a personal tragedy in the loss of, and the sentence is not completed, it's off screen. So you're now people have inferred now, is this his mom? Is he done something here with her specifically to overcome that trauma and how this synthetic was created? Because there is definitely something different about her.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
So this is, look, I just want to see Derek's face when I say this. Derek, in this image that you're looking at, she is looking at her brother's lung. And inside that lung is a xenomorph.
They implanted the embryo in this lung to see what would happen.
He's in there, and she could hear it, and it appears that she's freaking out. This has to be the next episode, Risman.
Yeah, because when we see the snippet on 4, you'll see what happens after she puts her face here, because I don't think it's in this clip.
To speak, one needs to ask why.
They're experiments, Dan. That's what we do. We study.
That's the embryo for the xenomorph right there.
They got it out of a
They
face
pulled
hugger.
it out of a face hugger.
Got you.
Like you study us.
A world.
And that's the part, Rissman, that they said no one's ever seen this before.
That's
this is a
new canon.
Exactly.
Of infinite potential. There's a feeling you get when the monsters come. Maybe you're feeling it now.
She's just a kid. Keep telling yourself that.
So they're all evacuating this ship in the first episode, DA.
Okay.
And these people, these bourgeoisie people, are having this upper class party, and they refuse to evacuate. They're like, I ain't going nowhere. We're partying. We're drinking up in here.
And they're all dressed up as like
they got like big
colonial
wigs
people.
on and all. I mean, they're
Like
legit
from
partying.
like from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Got you.
They got makeup on. They're acting like they're upper class. Alien gets in there, dude, and he wrecks them, like just running from one bag of meat to the other one. And Nick is laughing hysterically, and he's saying, now it's getting good. Like,
There were body parts everywhere and blood all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
So plenty of gore. They didn't skimp on the gore or any of that.
didn't.
All right, cool. I mean, that's good. That's good at least.
Anything else here? Is that it?
No, but if you put up the other little clip, we'll show you what's coming in the next episode.
All right.
And you'll see where the lung takes us. And they've been doing some behind the scenes, like there's a featurette about how they did the crashing of the ship, the special effects behind it, and they've been running podcasts also after every episode with different people, involved with the production. So they've been treating this like they've basically been preparing all the stuff that they would need if they want to put it up for consideration on Emmys. That's really, I think, what's behind these little featurettes and these different things, because I think they're expecting to get nominated, as they probably should, for special effects, nothing else.
So, DA, the whole premise so far, like this girl is the lead. She's a hybrid. There was this little girl that was dying of a disease, cancer, something. And she was the first one that they converted her consciousness into this synthetic body. She's super fast. She's super strong. She's very smart. But she still has all of her memories and her own individuality. She goes by a different name now. But so, mentally, she's still like a 12, 13-year-old, but she's not like that physically. And I'm not so sure about this during the first episode, but when we got into episode 2, I was sold. Like, it works. It works for me. Some people might not like it. My only gripe about it so far, Rissman's going to push back here. My only gripe about it, this is for everybody that's been watching it, it's that she killed the xenomorph in hand-to-hand combat off screen. I have a problem with that. Did the xenomorph have to die in the situation that it was in the story? Yes, it did. Did the xenomorph nearly kill her, if not kill her, and she was saved or brought back? Yes, it did. But the fact that happened off screen and you did not get to see it felt very cheap to me. We needed a different way. That was a bad decision. So that's my major criticism so far.
And I think, there was that whole shipping container, and he had to, he puts the door down, and they were trying to get the door down on top of it. The most unbelievable part about that sequence to me was not that she killed it when the door was down and we couldn't see. It's that he couldn't just press the button to put the door back up again. He had to hotwire it. I was like, does the button only, what kind of a crazy ass thing are we here, that the button only closes the door and it don't open it again?
I know.
That was, to me, the dumbest part of that. So
I don't think it has anything to do with budget.
I think
they definitely are spending the money on this show.
Yeah, I think they spent almost $200 million on the series.
Wow,
well,
really?
It was, I think it's rumored to be
Hulu, bro.
between 150 and 200 million. I think part of the problem is there's a person in the xenomorph suit, and so I don't think they wanted to CGI it, right? So I think the trade-off was, let us believe that the door did nick it. She already kind of had it by the tongue thing, and so she just went all synth on it because it was wounded enough, and basically ended up severing its head. They just and so they needed to kill that xenomorph because it was out in the wild. What we left out is the home base of this prodigy person and where all these kids lived is on an island in the middle of nowhere in the ocean, obviously. So they bring all the specimens back from the spaceship, including this lung where they're going to make another xenomorph, and they basically put it on an island where they're not going to escape. Right. So I think this is their way of trying to keep that continuity going around. Okay, this is why Whalen Yutani never got them back. This is why it never got out to the populace that the aliens were on Earth, is because, and then I'm sure that maybe they'll end up nuking that island or something's going to happen, right? I don't think any of these people are going to make it off that island for one reason or another, and that's how they're going to contain, this situation, is my belief.
Right.
Whether it's Whalen Yutani who just gets pissed off, or they for all I know, this synth is going to detonate the island out of spite because he seems like he could do that.
I think there's going to be some foul play with him. He is going to screw the humans.
Timothy Oliphant.
Remember, he's got this thing about wanting all of these hybrids to push their humanity away.
Yes.
And to just embrace what they are, which is something new and is not human at all. He doesn't want them showing any type of human values or characteristics, ideals. He's going to be a bad dude.
And he plays up the synthetic superiority to the nth degree. And there's also been some Blade Runner, like this whole hybrid and replicant. There's some Blade Runner-esque stuff that's been an undertone.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of
in this series also, because I think Noah Hawley is he's just a fan, right? He's just a fan of these franchises.
Okay.
All right, let's check out this clip. 40 seconds.
Wendy, can you tell me what happened?
I woke up and I heard it. It was screaming.
I need your help. Get something and bring it to me. An egg.
I think we need to think about what's going to happen if this whole thing goes to hell.
It came right out. It came right out of that glass. So, like I said, it certainly has, like everything else, it hasn't been universally accepted, but the dialogue has been very thoughtful, right? It's been about the plot. It's been about the story. It hasn't been about a lot of the things that we like to pick at, right? Whether it's DEI or wokeness and none of that and it's really entered into the conversation. Some people just haven't liked it yet as an alien-focused story.
But is it an alien-focused story, or is it a story about the synths? Is it about the aliens, or not the synths? The what did you call them?
Hybrids.
The cyborgs, the hybrids.
Yeah, it's what they're going to do now on these new alien species in the xenomorph. I think is they're going to keep experimenting, and they're going to run rampant, and they're going to be doing all kinds of bad alien things on this island. And so, but that's the complaint. And also, my other complaint, Coach, is I don't know if you're watching it without commercials, but there is very clear
without commercials. My Disney Plus account is premium, guys.
So in this case, it's a little jarring because there's very noticeable dark spots where a commercial would come. And then usually after that, it picks back up in a few seconds, and they're probably on the other storyline, if you know what I mean. So this is one of those things that would probably work better either, I can't believe I'm saying this, but either with the commercials in, or if they had somehow stitched it together and taken that out or whatever, but you're into it, and then it goes black, and I'm like, well, this is where a commercial would be.
This is where a commercial.
And then it comes back on again, and it you know what I mean? It kind of ruins the pacing a little bit. That's my biggest complaint with the way they did that. But I think so far they're telling a really cool alien sci-fi story and another sci-fi story around what it means to be alive. And again, you're left wondering, is it really their consciousness? Is it a computer approximation? Are they really fully synthetic and it's just a computer approximating what their personalities were? You're you're still wondering what about that really worked or didn't work. And each one of them behaves differently afterwards, and they don't even know.
Yeah, I see a lot of the comments in the chat, and for me it's always been about the main character, obviously Ripley in the first two films. That was kind of like our avatar into this world, and how she changed and grew. Like, that's what alien movies have been to me. And if they do it well, they've only done it well twice, in my opinion. But that's kind of what I'm looking at when I see the Alien franchise. It's like, okay, Alien franchise is really Ripley dealing with a situation with, number one, the first one was just a straight horror movie and it was phenomenal. The second one's more of an action film. I want to see them get back to some of those roots, and it doesn't sound like they're doing that. It sounds like they're just trying to maybe go in a completely different direction, talking about the synths and the hybrids. And is it messy? Does it feel like it's a story, like a clean story?
Yeah, it feels, the best way I can describe it is when the xenomorph or any of the other aliens are present doing their thing, it's jump scary, it's creepy, it's gory, it's what you want it to be. But when the synths are, I would almost call Timothy Oliphant's character as much of the main character as I would, I guess, Wendy. But then, of course, you've got this other cyborg who's from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. He was the security guy.
He's the antagonist of the movie right now.
And he let all of his crewmates die because Mother said, you got to bring these specimens back. So now he's out there as Weyland-Yutani, trying to get the specimens back. So, we have this, the antagonist, it's not as clean as the antagonist is the xenomorph.
It's not.
Wendy is the protagonist, because you have these different things going on.
The xenomorph right now would be a secondary antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
The cyborg, the cybernetic man, he is the primary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's working for Yutani, so the Yutani Corporation is also antagonistic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So is it clean? Yeah. It's not as cut and dry as good guy, bad guy, go. There's more moving parts here, but
you're saying as a narrative, it's clean. It's a clean story.
Yes.
It's not too messy.
Yes.
You can you can watch it and you'll understand it, and it's because it sounded like when Risman was describing it, I'm like, there's a lot going on in this thing.
Well, and this is part of the reason why I think some people are having a hard time adjusting to it, is if you think about a 2-hour movie, you pretty much only have time for Alien and Ripley or something like that, with the synthetic playing funny business behind the scenes. Each one of these episodes has been an hour or longer. So when you have 8 hours of exposition available, I think you get to tell these other stories.
It can't just be Alien as the primary, Well,
I wouldn't expect it to. Yeah. Okay.
That's
it sounds like it might be worth at least a pass by watch for at least the first episode, just to see if it catches me. Like I said, I just couldn't.
The second one is the one that'll get you.
You got to watch 1 and 2 together, because they're
the second one will grab
like
you.
one big episode. That's why they drop together.
Yeah.
And then 3 really continues the story.
I'll tell you, it's the only thing I'm watching right now that I'm like really looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, this is appointment watching for me, and I have to tell you, there hasn't been, since Andor, of course, there hasn't been much appointment watching out there. I mean, other things that come on, I can watch them later.
So we didn't say this, but Brogu just nailed it. Hell, Brogu, that cyborg guy scares me. That guy is awesome. That guy is bad for real.
And who's the cyborg guy? Who's the actor?
That actor, I think I know him.
They didn't show him in any of the teasers that we just watched.
I've seen probably then.
So and by the way, the guy who plays her brother played Nimic in his Alf Lothar played Nimic in in Andor. So his name is Babu Sise. And I'm sure I've seen him in something. Before, because he seemed familiar to me. And they were gone for 65 years, and so he's basically like,
he doesn't know anybody.
Wayland Yutani, she's like, you need to come back now. And he's like, I've got no life. He said, these specimens are my life. He said, this is now my life's work. My kids are dead. Everyone is dead. He's like, I will finish what I started. I will bring you these specimens. And she was like, okay. And if you insist, I mean, she wants the specimens back. He was in Severance for a little while. I think you would recognize him if you saw him.
If I saw him, I'd recognize him.
I felt like there was something else I had seen him in. Into the Badlands. He was Pilgrim into the Badlands for 16 episodes. Marcus Hill in Gorilla for 6 episodes. He was in Rogue One, actually, as Lieutenant Cephala. So he was in Rogue One for a second. 4 episodes in National
He does
Treasure.
look kind of familiar, yeah.
Great character. Like, every time he's on screen, I'm like, my gosh, this dude is awesome.
All right.
Legit threat. Like, dude is bad. He could turn his hand into a weapon.
Yeah,
that's one of his cybernetic powers.
Like, knife comes out and all this.
Yeah.
Of course, he can upload with the computer, and he
downloaded the entire data from his ship into his brain.
Wow.
And cleared the ship of all its data so they couldn't get it.
And we don't know why he's a cyborg either. That's still been left to the imagination. And I think he would prefer just to be fully synthetic. At least that's the way he leads you to believe. Yeah. So like I said, I don't think you would be disappointed if you at least give the first.
I'm not going to hate it, but it might not be the greatest thing, but it sounds like it might be worth a watch. So I might check it out. And then if I can do a little mini review on it so far. So, okay.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Matt DeWeen, I missed this earlier with a $5 super chat. Can you imagine if half of The Last Jedi was missing? Dozens of fans would have been upset.
Tens, if not even.
It would certainly make the movie better.
Yeah.
The question is that would we have wanted? We would all wanted our money back, but I don't think we would have waited around for the next showing to get.
Heck no!
I have that reel replaced.
I'm definitely not going to watch the missing piece. Yeah. Thank you, Matt DeWeen. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. All right, let's continue this. So somebody said something about Molly Ringwald a second ago in chat. Interestingly enough, The Breakfast Club making its return to a theater near you. Universal Pictures will re-release John Hughes' groundbreaking coming-of-age classic in early September. This is an easy no for me. I will not go watch this movie in a movie theater. I will never watch this movie again. I can't remember the last time I watched this movie. I was probably less than 10.
Yeah, I'm more likely to go back and see Jaws here in about a week or so than I would personally.
Agree.
I know this has a cult following and a lot of people swear by this movie. I am not one of one of those people.
Now, it's not as bad as Goonies. I'm just kidding. I would rather watch Goonies any day than this.
Wow, that shows you how much.
This is a product of its time. This is just a product of its time. It doesn't. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it. It's fine, but it's an '80s movie that, when you watch it, when you rewatch it, it's like this is an '80s movie. The jokes are more '80s related. The situation is more '80s. You really don't feel this movie the same way you would have. If you grew up in any other generation. So it's all right. It's all right. But it's not a movie, like you said, that I would be rushing to go out and watch in the theaters. It's going to be a lot of nostalgia for some folks that are in their, late 50s, early 60s, and they were coming up. I think this movie came out. I was like 11. I was like, I didn't care about this movie. When I got when I got a little bit older, I was like, oh yeah, Breakfast Club is pretty solid. But that was still like early 90s. And then by the time you get to the 2000s, it's like, this is kind of dated. It's fine. I don't hate the movie, but nothing I'm rushing out to watch in theaters at all.
Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree with you on that. All right, let's keep it moving. Masters of the Universe has a female playing the character of Roboto. I didn't know Roboto was a chick. Did you?
I didn't think he was until now.
This might be as bad as Snape, guys.
Well, it's the voice, right? It's just
Yeah.
a voice. She's not going to be in
Oh,
costume,
100%.
right?
100%.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I mean, we think.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, look, I'm a big He-Man fan. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey, there's a new good He-Man news. There is a new platformer coming out, and it's the old He-Man Masters of the Universe looking type game. You're walking around as He-Man or Man-at-Arms or whoever, and you're fighting. It's a 4-player co-op game. Me, Nick, and Matt Cave Gaming are all three getting the game, and we're going to play it and live stream it. And we're actually excited about playing it. Like, let's go. It's kind of. Do you guys remember Golden Axe?
I do.
Oh yeah.
So it's He-Man in Golden Axe.
Cool.
Okay.
You're walking around just waxing the enemies to the end of the level, and then you go to the next level together.
I liked Golden Axe.
it.
Yeah, that was a great game. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, does this casting ruin my
No.
interest in this movie? No, I think this is the least of our problems, right? I think they have to get a lot of other things right, which I really hope they do in this movie. If they're going to digitize her voice somehow for Roboto, and she get peace and love, right? I'm fine with fine with that.
Hey, but is Roboto now going to be female Roboto?
Well, that's just it. Are they going to? I mean, how are they going to shape Roboto? It's 2025, Derek. Does it matter anymore? I mean, does it?
Yes, it matters. Look at the Roboto they got. He guy's got some little robot muscle arms going on right there.
Again,
he's got a little
Roboto
robot
was
muscle
a dude.
chest. It's
Roboto
a dude.
was a dude.
It's a dude.
I had the action figure. Roboto is a dude.
It's a dude. So
as a matter of fact, Roboto was my favorite He-Man action figure.
You lying? Nobody likes Roboto. Why?
Everybody likes. He's a robot.
I mean, he's a robot, but that wasn't their favorite. You can like him, but it's not your favorite. Why is that your favorite?
He was my favorite. Man, I've turned my camera off.
Where's your Roboto? Where is your Roboto action figure right now?
I'm turning my camera off in shame.
I didn't know it was his favorite, Eric. This is
that's your favorite.
He was my favorite.
Not Man-at-Arms.
Nope. Man, that old dude. I don't want that old dude. You know, I liked Roboto was my favorite, and Orko was my favorite.
Orko,
man.
Yeah, Orko.
Yeah,
I can go with Orko.
Yeah.
Battle
Cat. Some kindergartner stole it from me.
Really?
I will never forget it. I was on the playground, and I didn't know who got it, but I was madder than a mother. You already know. Like, I was mad.
Did you
I went to my teacher. She couldn't. No, I didn't cry. I was ready to kill somebody.
They stole my Orko.
Yeah, I was mad, boy. I've never gotten over it. I was 5 years old in kindergarten, still looking for my Orko.
And now, all these years later, he's still not past it, Derek.
Yeah, I can tell, man.
I'll have him again. It's only been 41 years. I'll get him back.
Very fresh. It's still too soon.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, okay, heck. Favorite He-Man action figures, guys. Let's go.
Well, mine was Skeletor. I mean, without even thinking about it.
It was what's the name? Beastman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Beastman. That was my guy.
I didn't like Moss Man.
Nah.
And I didn't like the green one where you pump his head and he sprays out of his mouth. Like, don't be spraying that dirty water on me. And that stuff be stinking because you left that water in there for 3 months. You know, like
you know what's funny? Like, the He-Man characters were better in the animated series, but I loved the Thundercats when it came to actual action figures. I collected the heck out of all of the Thundercats, man. The Thundercats, in my opinion, were the better action figures. They looked better. They were cleaner looking. But He-Man was solid. Don't get it twisted. He-Man was great. But Thundercats, man, like the action figures, the actual action figures to me were better, more interesting, you know.
And you think it should be the other way around, right? Because the action figure come first on He-Man. I mean, there was only action figures on He-Man. Then there was a program. Okay, we need it. You know what I mean? So that's weird.
Yeah.
But not one of us picked He-Man, huh? We all picked something.
He really wasn't my favorite. No.
For Derek.
There's your Roboto.
Shut up.
No, he got a Thundercat.
Groon the Destroyer, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember this Thundercats episode, he went one-on-one with Jaga. Jaga comes back in ghost form to beat Groon. Great villain right there. Great figure. With the two weapons going on, like this was, I'm with Derek. Thundercats had some great action figures.
The figures were awesome, man.
And they stand up way better than Masters of the Universe figures.
They do.
The Masters of the Universe figures always felt a little cheap, right? You're always kind of afraid. Is arm going to pop out? Is the leg coming off? And sometimes
and you're not fixing it.
Yeah.
If his leg comes off, it's over.
I know, you're done.
Yeah.
You know?
You're done.
Yep. Totally agree with you. And I got a lot more Thundercats, but I almost grabbed Chitara, but I didn't want Risman to get too excited. All right. So let's continue. Risman, tell us what's going on here with Eddie Murphy.
I just thought it was interesting. You heard this one, Derek? Eddie
So he
Murphy's
is the
coming
new
back as
Clouseau.
Clouseau in the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard this.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy reveals he will star in the new Pink Panther. I'm the new Clouseau.
When is
Murphy's
this
going
when
to
is this
try
coming
his
on?
hand
What
at
is this
playing
gonna be
the inept detective.
Is this a live action movie or is it a TV show or is it what is it going to be on?
This has been rumored for a while now. When is this movie coming
It doesn't say when or where or who's doing it. This is all the article is telling us. He might say in the video. I'm not sure.
This was on Today with Al Roker. He said, I'm getting to do a biop. No. I've already started Trek 5. Okay, I'm Inspector Clouseau in the next Pink Panther. Peter, we know that.
Somebody
So
put
it
that
does-
guy in timeout.
It does. It's John Graber causing trouble.
What's up, Graber? Yo, that's funny.
It doesn't say when the movie's coming out or where.
Okay.
Well-
Eddie Murphy, man, Pink Panther's a big character, but this kind of feels beneath him. I'm sorry, I don't.
What's the last great Eddie Murphy film we got? I mean, great.
Well, what certainly wasn't Candy Cane Lane. That was in 2023.
Was it Dolomite?
Maybe. Of
I
course,
don't
he
know.
was in Axel F. In 2024.
I couldn't even finish it.
Yeah.
It was all right.
His next is
Yeah,
Trek
it's been-
5.
Yeah,
Beverly
the
Hills
Trek
Cop.
movies.
John says Beverly Hills Cop 2 was his last
Bro.
great movie.
John, that's a long time ago, man.
So that's what I was thinking. Like,
Wait. So you didn't like Coming to America? Coming to America was out after that.
Great. That came out, what, 89?
Or 89 or 90, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was outstanding.
Yeah, but then you got the Nutty Professors.
Life, 97.
Life. I think Nutty Professor came out in 96 or 7. There was the clumps.
Nutty Professor was really good for its time, but when I think about it now, it's like it's not even nowhere near.
I haven't watched it in years.
Great for me.
Yeah.
You
I haven't
know,
watched it in years, so I'm not sure.
but when I'm thinking Eddie Murphy at his peak, man, I'm thinking some of y'all are going to disagree with this. You can. The Golden Child is a great movie.
Oh man,
I like
Golden
the
Child
Golden.
is great.
It's
Everybody
a
loves Golden
great
Child.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the Golden Child is great. Wait. What's the one he did with Steve Martin? I actually like that movie.
Norbit.
Norbit.
No. Was that Norbit? No. The one it was a different one with Steve Martin. Norbit. I don't think Norbit was
Bowfinger.
That's it.
Bowfinger was awesome.
Man. I couldn't do it.
What?
I couldn't do it.
Bowfinger. Is
Him
dope,
acting as that
man.
character with all the gums and stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Man.
It was crazy, man. No, I like that. I like.
Oh,
I like
Venger, that
Trading
man.
Places.
look, you're going all the way back, man. That's OG Eddie Murphy.
That's
48 hours
so-
Eddie Murphy.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like the younger generation today don't have any idea who he is. I want to see him get another huge win. Like
That's
back
what I'm
from him.
saying. This doesn't feel like that. Like the Pink Panther. Like is this going to bring us back to 80s Eddie Murphy when he was Beverly Hills Cop and Trading Places in 48 Hours and Eddie Murphy's Raw. You know, like I want that Eddie Murphy back. I think he's still got one more good one in him.
I hope so.
Here's what I found in 2023. The Hollywood Reporter said, according to sources, the new feature project will be a live-action CG hybrid. It would combine both traditions. The premise takes a buddy cop movie tone to the proceedings, with the Inspector and Panther teaming up for the first time ever on the big screen. Insiders also classified the project as still in deep development stages. And this was back in 2023, where they were also rumoring, even back then, that it was going to be Eddie Murphy. And
So wait, they're going to have the actual Pink Panther
as a CGI, apparently, and he and Clouseau are going to team up.
Oh, this is Roger Rabbit, man. What are we doing?
It sounds dumb.
And so the movies they highlighted, of course, were Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, The Nutty Professor, Dr. Dolittle, and then, of course, Shrek.
Now, if they wanted to give us like a little Pink Panther cartoon to begin the movie,
right,
I'd be okay with that.
Oh, and don't forget the disastrous Coming to America that released directly to Amazon.
That was terrible.
I couldn't.
That was terrible. I didn't finish that. I did not finish that movie.
It was so bad.
By the way, I hate to say this. I thought Beverly Hills Cop 3 was pretty good. I liked it.
You got a fan, Coach. I think we're learning tonight just how poor Coach's opinions on TV and film are.
Dang.
Now, Clay?
Dang. Hey, look. If my opinion was the same as everybody else's, why even give your opinion? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, we wouldn't.
Like, I can't stand the people that always just play it safe. That their opinion is always with the majority. I'm not afraid to say Goonies is trash.
Yeah, and you're wrong. It's okay to be wrong, Coach. It's okay
totally
to be
get it.
completely
Exactly.
and 100%
That's exactly right.
Derek, I always say the same thing. I was like, everyone's entitled to their opinions, even when they're wrong, right? You're entitled to them. Nothing I can do about it.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what Brogu. Yeah,
he got to be getting paid.
You know.
Well, and this is another one that goes in the category of who's going to come out in 2020, whatever it is, whenever it comes, because it's not this year or next year. So let's say it's 2027. Who wants to see a Pink Panther movie in 2027 with anybody in it?
It's got to be on Netflix or something. It can't be coming out in theaters. That's got to go straight to digital, straight on Amazon or Netflix. Because I agree. I wouldn't go pay. I would not, as much as I love Eddie Murphy, unless I heard amazing reviews and everybody was saying this is one of the greatest comedies of all time. There's no way I would watch this in theaters, unless, of course I have a pass, obviously I would watch it. But yeah, this isn't going to move the needle unless it's one of the greatest things in the history of humanity.
Which I think we can pretty confidently say it ain't going to be.
It will not be. No, it absolutely
be
won't.
that guy, but I mean, I think it's pretty safe.
All right. So, up next, I know Derek. Look, Derek's not just passionate about this one, and he's definitely got his opinions. Like he has some ownership of this one. I feel like he has been on this one for a while.
Okay.
Here are the Weasleys.
Oh yeah.
So Harry Potter. HBO series reveals the Weasley children. Gracie Cochran is Ginny, new twins for Fred and George. And people on social media seem to be like, hey, that works. Too bad they're screwing this whole thing up.
Coach, if you looked at just that picture, if you had no context, you would say, oh, that looks like the Weasley twins. If you didn't know, that looks like the Weasley twins. That looks like Ginny. That looks like Ron. That looks like this is in Harry Potter. If you knew nothing at all about this, that's exactly what you would say. That's how much that picture works.
Yeah.
And by the way, looking at what we saw with little Harry and Nick Frost as Hagrid walking around London, I thought that looked pretty good too.
Same. Yeah, look good.
All right, so Derek, are you going to watch this show?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, I'm starting to take stands that I didn't take when I was younger, because I feel like I got principles, and I got to start taking stands. Unless I hear that there will be no race swapping of Severus Snape, I'm just not going to watch it. I'll talk about it. I'll cover it, but actually apply my eyeballs to this story. No, I got a ton of hair. I'm a Potterhead. I have read the books multiple times. I've watched the movies multiple times, and I feel like this reboot is kind of unnecessary anyway. I feel it's just an unnecessary reboot. I would have preferred they go with the Marauders and actually went back in time, or did something with the founders, the 4 founders of Hogwarts, and give us a series about that.
I'm shaking my head like I know what you're saying, but I have
you don't know what I'm talking about. I know. Richmond knows. I feel like this is a giant mistake anyway. But then to compound that mistake by race swapping Severus Snape is atrocious. And so, no, I will not, unless I hear that Papa Essedu, who is the actor playing Snape, and this has nothing to do with him. He's probably an amazing actor. But until I hear that he is not playing Severus Snape and he has moved on to some other role, they could cast him as Kingsley Shacklebolt. I know he doesn't come until later down the line, but they could age him up, put some makeup on him, prosthetics, whatever, if you need to age him up. They could cast him. They could give him a voice roles. I've heard people say, hey, why don't you give him a couple of voice roles? Let him play all of the centaurs. Let him play I can't never say his name. Firen's, Bane. Give him some of those centaur roles. So, because listen, Severus Snape is a big role for any actor, and he would be passing up an enormous amount of money to bypass this role. So maybe you give him, hey, okay, you get to be the voice actor for these characters. And then, when we get to I think it's book 5, then we'll bring you in as Kingsley Shacklebolt. There we go. I feel like that's what they need to do. But
every season is a book, right?
Every season is a book, but they're not going to do it. And so, I will not be watching this series at all.
And they're taking 10, 11 months to film a season. And I do believe they're doing a couple of seasons back to back, for age reasons and otherwise. So, I mean, this is literally $1 billion plus expedition, right?
Easily.
They spend $1 billion just building the city, right? And they're school there for the kids. They're schooling the kids on site. I mean, these actors are basically living as in Harry Potter land for the next 10 years, right? So I mean, HBO is all in on this, and I don't know the lore or the books nearly as well as Derek, but I do know enough to understand that there are other things they could tell in this universe.
This is my favorite book. This is my favorite book right here out of all of the books, and they did it a disservice in the movies. And I would love for them to dive into this fully and really flesh this thing out and make it awesome. But like I said, they're not going to, and they're going to mess it up because of Severus Snape, race swap Severus Snape, and I'm just not going to watch it. I'm just not watching it.
I wish I had known that you liked the books like that. I just sold all the first editions a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, Coach had found the first editions at an estate sale.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I got the first editions, Derek, for $1 a piece.
Wow, that's wild.
I grabbed them. Yep. People just walking right by them. I'm like,
they probably already had them.
Maybe.
Look, it's one of the biggest franchises in the world. Think about that. As big as Harry Potter is, how could you drop the ball on something as simple as just casting appropriately? Just cast appropriately. You don't have to think this out. You just got to put the right, just find an actor that looks like, and look, everybody's been sharing J.K. Rowling's original drawings of Snape. They've been sharing them on, and they're like, bro, this doesn't look anything like Papa Essedu. Snape is supposed to be like an ugly, like bent over, like he's not an attractive character. Papa Essedu is I'm not, he said he's an attractive man. He's a good looking man for most people. They're saying that's a problem. Along with the fact that they cast a black actor to play him, every other piece of casting, for the most part, has been spot on. Except some people say Hermione, the actress that's playing Hermione. But guess what? If that was the only problem we had, everybody would still be on board because it would be like, okay, yeah, maybe we squint, and if they get her hair kind of blonde and curly, I'm good.
Given her casting tape, she sure seems like she can act the part.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, somebody at least put some thought through screening that. So yeah, I'm with you. It's like they seem to have done such a careful job everywhere else that this was obviously purposeful and they had a plan for this. And then, of course, they announced it super early. And for many, many people who were really looking forward to this, it sort of soured their anticipation. And look, you're not even going to watch it at all. Right. So, and I just
that's not just me. That's just not me. That's a lot of Potter fans, man.
So, Coach's bad opinion of the night, number 7.
Only 7?
Shut up. 7 because that's
at
the
least
go-to.
7. At least 7. That's true.
But 7 is the go-to. So, and Derek will understand where I'm coming from. I don't have a lot of passion, and I don't know the lore with Harry Potter. So it's beyond me. So if I don't have the expertise, for me, it's watch it. Either I like it or I don't. That's just it. So
hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Sure. Well, I'm going to hold on because I definitely want Derek's thoughts. What I did is I just compiled a list of some of the famous and some of the infamous race and gender swaps in cinematic history.
Oh my.
And I just want to know, and with the chat as well, y'all are schooling me here. All right, Derek, you might have missed what I just said. So with that whole thing in mind, this is for my own education, and I think it'll be really interesting for people watching, and this will pretty much wrap the show. I just compiled a list of some of the most famous and some of the most infamous race and gender swaps in cinematic history. So what I want to know from both of you, and I'll chime in too if I even have an opinion, do these get a pass or not from you? And you might not have any idea. I'm just curious. So this one, pretty easy. And I'll be honest. I guess this one might have grown on me, but in the beginning, I didn't like it at all. Sam Jackson is Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
If I take a step back, because I loved Marvel in the 80s and the 90s, I loved the character of Nick Fury. A white man with gray and black hair. Every time I saw him, he looked the same. And then all of a sudden, I love Sam Jackson. Today, if I go see an Avengers movie and he's Nick Fury, I don't even think about it because he's been the character so long now. But in the beginning, I didn't like this at all. Thoughts?
I think
go
ahead, Rissman. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think the reason why, at least for me, it gets more than a pass is because of the way Sam Jackson just owned the role, right? I think part of the reason why we can't think of anyone else in a live action as Nick Fury other than Sam Jackson is he was just Nick Fury from the beginning, right? You know what I mean? And so I think because he made that character so iconic, I don't have any issue with it. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think I agree with Rissman. It's because Nick Fury wasn't this, like, we kind of just accepted it because it's like, all right, they got Sam Jackson to play it. It's like, all right, Samuel L. Jackson. We all love Samuel L. Jackson. We loved him from Jurassic Park. We loved him from Pulp Fiction. We liked him from Die Hard. We liked him in all the various roles that he's played, So I'm fine with Sam Jackson as an actor. So for him to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe was fine. It was still a race swap, and I don't like race swaps. I disagree with them wholeheartedly. But that was one you just kind of like, whatever. It's not like he's, playing the most pivotal role in the story.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still something that they need to stop doing. And it's like, it's not, even though I liked it, it was like, all right, Sam Jackson. Yeah.
Okay. So next one up, this is one that doesn't bother me at all. Like I didn't even know. I'm not a big fan of Thor. Never have been. Never read a single Thor comic.
I already know
when
what
I
you're
was
about to say.
younger. So Heimdall, the character played by Idris Elba, was initially a Norse god, traditionally depicted as white.
Sure.
And now he's Idris Elba. I never heard an uproar about that particular case that I can remember. And it doesn't bother me at all.
To me, it's kind of the same thing I was just saying, right? I mean, he owned the character, and I mean, I guess if I thought more critically about it, also not being significantly schooled in the Thor comics, but if you would have thought more about it, Norse gods, Norton, they tend to look a certain way, right? And he certainly didn't look that way. So I guess now that you're bringing it out, okay, I understand where you're coming from. Maybe it's just because I loved him so much in the role. Maybe there is that
I
bit
feel
of
the same
personal
way.
bias that gives it a pass. I don't know.
Yeah, for that reason is why I had a problem with it, because it is the Norse tradition. It's like, okay, this is this is based on Norse gods and Norse mythology. Why are we race swapping anybody? The people that originally came up with this did not have that in mind. Oh, there's a black guy that's going to be Heimdall. So I saw it immediately and I was like, meh, So for that reason, Idris Elba's Heimdall has never really resonated with me. I watched the movies, he's there, but it's never something that's really kind of, it's not something that I rocked with. I didn't enjoy that at all.
Okay.
Here's what, and I've said this many times. Here's how I feel about it. If you see, hey, we got this actor, Idris Elba, we want to work with him. Why not create a role for him? Create a new role, put it in a movie. You did it with Agent Coulson. Agent Coulson was a created character. He was never in the Marvel comics anything until Iron Man.
Yeah, and he's been one of my most favorite Marvel anythings because of Clark Gregg's portrayal of that character.
Right. Me, that's what you do. You see an actor, like, okay, we want to work with this actor. Don't race swap him. Don't, do that. No, we're going to do something like we did with Agent Coulson. And look what happened to Clark Gregg. He got a whole career out of that. He got a whole TV show out of that. Why not do that? That's how you honor an actor. Say, hey, we're not just going to throw you in this race swapped role. We're actually going to make you your own character. And you know what happened with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Every year before the season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when they were sitting down trying to figure out, okay, what we're going to do with the next season, they brought Clark Gregg in. They brought him in, they sat him down, and they said, so what do you think the character should be doing? What do you think about the character, his progression? Where is he at right now? And they got his input and feedback. That's respect, you know? And that's what I feel like they need to give to a lot of these black actors that they want to work with so badly, instead of just race swapping them and say, hey, here's an opportunity for us to create a role just for you. And then we're going to bring you in. We'll sit you down, let you participate in the creation of the series and the character. To me, that would have been better than just race swapping them.
Well, I agree with that. A couple things can either help you out or hurt you really badly. The actor's performance, is the movie good or not good? Those things certainly help. Michael Clark Duncan had no business being Kingpin, but it's even worse when the movie sucks. It's even worse when the movie sucks.
True.
Okay.
And then when you got to compare him to Vincent D'Onofrio's performance,
can't do it, man. It's even worse. You just made him worse. You just threw him on in the garbage right there. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to laugh. I am not making this up. Saw this article from way back. Fantastic Four director says he got death threats for casting Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. Guys, I have no memory of this movie's existence.
Me neither. He was Storm?
Really?
I never watched it.
You never watched Fan Four Stick?
I never watched it. I watched the one with Jessica Alba, in 2004-ish.
Yeah, the what's his name? Tim Story. Yeah, the two that one and Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, those are good.
That's the only ones I watched. I don't even remember the 2015 with Michael B. Jordan being a thing.
Yeah, that was sure.
But so there he is, as I almost said Johnny Cage, Johnny Storm. And then you get into the whole Ariel with Halle Berry. that came out.
That was bad because
I don't like any of the live action Disney adaptations.
It's Haley. It's Haley.
Haley. Sorry.
Haley.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Like Haley Berry.
My
and Halle
bad.
Berry.
It's Halle.
It's
yeah,
her
Halle
spelling.
Berry.
It's her spelling of her name.
Yeah.
I know she's not Halle Berry, y'all.
Right,
okay.
right. Two different ones.
But you know what was bad about that one is that everybody was coming out and saying, "Oh, it's just based on mermaids, and mermaids can be any color, and besides, it's not like you can pin down what Danish folklore is. They could have been talking about anything." And I was like, wait a minute, are you telling me that Denmark, because that's where Hans Christian Andersen hails from, Copenhagen, are you telling me that they didn't have their own culture, and then now you're jumping into their culture and you're meddling with the Little Mermaid's culture and the culture that created this story? Like it's its own culture. Like they would never do that to something that's Native American. Pocahontas is never going to be race swapped into some other race. If they ever decided to do that as a Disney princess movie, they're never going to race swap Pocahontas. So why would you race swap this Danish fairy tale because it's just a mermaid? I just feel like that's disrespectful to the culture that created the original.
Yes.
And I always say get as close to the original as humanly possible.
All right. So with that in mind, two more, just real quick, and we'll wrap this up. The ancient one in Doctor Strange, originally a Tibetan man in the comics. Marvel cast Tilda Swinton, the white woman, and then there was the whole whitewashing thing, which I even hate that term. Would I rather it be the Tibetan man? Sure. But there again, I don't have a deep knowledge of Doctor Strange. I just don't. That's a comic I would have walked right by on the aisle when I was a kid as I'm picking up my Amazing Spider-Man or Uncanny X-Men. I'm not going to that.
I think, Coach, if it wasn't Cumberbatch playing Doctor Strange, I don't even think I would have liked it at all, right? So
agreed.
So
I can't think of another person that could have done that that would have made me interested. Yeah. The last one, I'm perfectly fine with. And the color makes no difference. I would not have cared if she was a black woman. Wouldn't have mattered to me at all. And I'm talking about Starbuck.
I was waiting for Starbuck to come.
Yeah. She was outstanding. But so there's a case of a great actress portraying a character exceptionally well.
Because I think and again, we don't know this, so this is just me supposing, right? But if it wasn't Katie Sackhoff playing Starbuck in exactly the way she played it, would it have worked?
Probably not.
Right. And I mean, people pick apart the new Battlestar Galactica.
You're really rolling the dice if that's your production.
But remember, Ron Moore is a legend. So
nah,
he knew what
I
he
don't
was
think
doing.
So.
He knew what he was doing.
I wouldn't know him if he knocked on my door right now.
Ron Moore, man. Ron Moore.
He definitely knows what he's doing. He definitely does.
So yeah, I mean, the best thing about that whole cast, because I think they made other changes in that cast. It wasn't just Starbuck. Other things were swapped around a little bit, if I recall correctly. That cast just had such great chemistry that I think it worked. And now you look back at this, and I was like, I don't think that series would have worked well if the guy who played Baltar wasn't the guy who played Baltar, and if she didn't play Starbuck.
Yeah, it was great.
Sometimes you just get,
and
just like
Trisha Helfer did pretty good too.
Say again.
Trisha Helfer did pretty well too.
You get these actors and actresses cast who take the role to another level. And now, again, when we armchair quarterback it and look back at it, we're like, yeah, they made those changes. But because it was good,
it gets
great, it worked.
It has to be good if you're going to do that.
At the minimum, it has to be good.
It has to be.
It's kind of like it has to work. It has to work.
What's not going to work? Black Snape.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. This is literally the worst race swap in the history of race swaps because of the implications of what it means in the story.
Yeah.
When James Potter and the Marauders, when they were boys, they bullied Snape. And they hung him upside down. Not everybody says they hung him hung him from a tree. They didn't really hang him from a tree. They just hung him upside down by his ankles, using a spell.
Right.
And I mean, everybody knows how that's going to come off. That's going to come off as these guys are racists because they're hanging a black kid upside down. Harry's going to have a hatred for the only black teacher in the school. It's just like, it's going to look bad. It's just going to look bad. And it's just like
I remember when you explained all that to me. See, I didn't know those things.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, everybody here knows you. We all know that you have alligator skin and you don't get bothered by people's comments. Nope. You just laugh it off. Have there been people not understanding and coming after you being a black man that is opposed to Severus Snape being a black character?
Of course. That comes with the territory.
They just have no idea.
They have no idea of the story
of why you think what you think. They don't know anything.
When I explain why I say what I say, it's like I explained it to you right now. I mean, it's just the optics is just going to look terrible, for the show, and it's unnecessary. It's not necessary. It's never necessary to race swap, but this is the most egregious one. Right. Just because of everything that goes with this story. It's literally the worst in the history of race swaps. There's been a lot of bad ones. This one is making fans completely check out and not want to watch the show. That's going to be.
I was thinking problem. it was her, Brogu. I was thinking that.
Yeah, Boomer and Colonel
that was
Tide,
Chief's wife, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
she was also great in the role. By the way, the gal.
She was. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we have a $10 super sticker from our friend Scott Westbrook.
Thank you. It's
Scott,
a bowing thank you.
Thank you so much, man. For everybody that is still here, want to just say it feels like it's a long time coming out, but it's on the way. June, we will be at ICC. And we hope that the DA will be joining us. Mexican Iron Man called me the other day to confirm he will be there the entire time. He says he is bringing Mexican Iron Man Jr. with him.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nick says he's coming. You know how that goes, guys.
We'll know it when he shows up.
Exactly.
I'll be there unless something crazy happens.
Good. That's going to be fantastic. Let's go have a great long weekend, and it's going to fly by. It always feels like it's one day long.
Yeah,
goes by really quick.
At least it's not Memorial Day.
True that. All right, that's going to do it for us. DA, why don't you tell everybody what you got going on and where they can go find you? Everybody knows, but tell them anyways.
Yeah, go check out my channel if you haven't already. Derek Anderson, the DA. I'll be doing the nightcap tonight. We'll talk a little bit about that Variety article about we got to go and get Disney, got to go get some Gen Z males, or we got to go get the Gen Z male audience back. And it's like, you had two properties, Marvel and Star Wars, that are pointed at the male demographic, and you abandoned it. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It's the old school format. It's just me in the chat. I went back because I started getting people complaining, DA, you said it was just you in the chat on the nightcaps. And then I started bringing in everybody. And I said, you know what? I think I need to go back to just me and the chat.
Got it.
And just hanging out. So that's what we're going to. So we're back to that format. And I hope to see you guys all there.
All right. Just look at these comments right here, DA. Don't look at the comments. Just look at what I pop up.
Who are you talking to, Bunyip?
Didn't even buy me dinner first.
That is so funny. That is so funny. Guys, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all very much. Thanks for the DA for popping on and being home with us, man. Rissman, thanks for everything you do. Nick and I will be live next week on Saturday night, not Thursday night, for the next 2 weeks. I got football going on. I will not be available, so we're moving it temporarily for 2 weeks on Saturday nights. We'll throw up an announcement, and you all guys will see that there. We appreciate it very much. As we always say, you are EBN. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.